And let us pray. Our BB gods, who art in heaven, Godula be thy name. Good day and hello, besties. My name is Shelby Ashley, and welcome to another episode recap for Big Brother 28. This was episode 22. This was the week 6 live eviction. I got that incorrect in my notes. Let's go ahead and change that. But it is the week 6 live eviction. And a live eviction it was. We had an incredible blockbuster competition, very exciting, and the results were, you couldn't pray for a better night, honestly. Praise be to whatever Jesus, Julie Chen, and Kamu love so much, because this went almost exactly the way I wanted. In my notes, I wrote that I really wanted Thog to win this blockbuster, but I was okay with Angela winning. And I just really wanted Kamu to go home. There was so much flip-flopping on the feeds. I had a good idea of what would happen based off of who won the blockbuster, but still there was still room for a lot of wiggling. So I was really nervous. So of course, as always, feel free to subscribe to my channel and like this video and comment below as you watch this so we can chit-chat about this excellent night of Big Brother that we witnessed. Now, let's get to the episode, shall we? Devon's, first thing I noticed in this episode, Devon's in that leather jacket? I don't know, guys. Is he a zaddy? I don't know. Something about the haircut and the leather jacket. Sue me. Okay, whatever. It's just something about it. Maybe, whatever. Anyway, so we start after the veto meeting where Devon's used his diamond power of veto to pull off D and nominate Kamu in her spot. So now we have Kamu, Angela, and Haley on the block. Devon's thinks that because Yash betrayed the Wolfpack Alliance by putting up D, he's kind of got fair game in using his diamond power veto and putting up Kamu, because Yash struck first. Haley says that Kamu now has idiot written all over his forehead after she feels like she's had idiot written on her forehead for weeks now. Then we cut to Drew talking to Mallory and Melody, and they're talking about how they made this alliance at the perfect time. FAP is safe. No one from FAP, F-A-P, as they're saying, is on the block, and they are super happy about that. And then D is also super grateful to Devon's for using a diamond power veto on her. She is so into Kamu going home, and she is okay with Haley leaving too if Kamu does end up winning the blockbuster competition. So they're feeling really good about this week. Kamu is keeping his cool, and he really does keep his cool for the rest of the week. But he is 100% against Devon's. And him and Devon's kind of left the door open for each other a little bit toward the end of the week, but hearing Kamu in these DRs, it's like, ooh, Kamu, hates Devon's. Yash is annoyed at Devon's too for using his diamond power veto. He really wants to find a way to make the icons the new targets, and he really wants to keep Kamu safe so that they can go after these icons. He pitches to Melody, Drew, and Barrett that Kamu would be a fighter against the vets if he stayed this week. Kamu and D end up talking. She is telling Kamu, dude, I told you about my power. Why the hell is she on the block? What happened with Yash? How the hell did that happen? And she was really hurt by that. And Kamu says that he was hurt by D saying that she was having people swear on the Bible. This is one of the most godly episodes of Big Brother I can ever remember. Why are we talking about him so much? Jesus Christ, shut up. But they both say that they always had each other's backs, but they are both kind of just playing each other in this conversation. So neither one of them is really even being that sincere. He says again, if he wins HOH, he's putting the two survivors up, and one of them isn't surviving. And I fear he kind of ate with that one. He kind of ate with that one a little bit. Kamu ends up talking to Mallory, and he's saying that, they're both good competitors. Like, they should work together. And, you can't trust the icons, Mallory, you can't. He tells her that Dee has a power, and he tells her it's the BB bribe power. And Mallory says it's a bit of a red flag because Dee never told her about the power. So how come Kamu knows about it, but she doesn't? Like, make that make sense. Next, we see Yash talking to Melody and Mallory. I put it down as Mel and Mal in my notes now, but Yash is talking to Mel and Mal, and he's telling them that Dee told him about his power, and he says that Dee tried to offer it to him to keep her and Angela off the block, and he declined it. But then he says that she also tried to bribe him by saying that he should put up Melody and Mallory on the block to try to create some distrust. He's lying about the Melody and Mallory thing. She didn't say that, but he's trying to, get them to come in, get them to save Kamu, get them to go against the icons. He's also talking to them about the leak of the summit, which is where the group of Yash, Lala, Taylor, and Fap were all together talking about targeting the icons. And he's saying that Barrett is probably the one that ratted out that to all the icons. And Melody says that she believes that because Angela kind of let it slip whenever they all made the wow, I almost called it the tool shed. When they all made the Mosh Pit Alliance together. Like, Angela was saying, like, oh, we've been working with these guys for a while. I've been wanting to do this. So, obviously, that makes it known to them that Drew and Barrett have been working with the icons for much longer than they ever thought. And they really don't like that. Like, Melody especially is like, Drew never told me this. So, she's really losing trust in Drew as well. So, Melody and Mallory are really, just being pulled by each side to vote the way that this other group wants them to. And Kamu is making it very clear that the icons are his target in front of everybody. And Melody says that she's confused, so she needs to talk to Mallory about this. So they talk, and Melody's filling Mallory in on how hard the group is fighting to keep Kamu, and they really want to go after the icons, and they don't necessarily, like, Melody and Mallory don't necessarily want to betray the group. They have good relationships, especially with Yash and Taylor and them, but they also don't want to be loyal to the icons. So what do they do? Like, how are they going to play this? So you kind of have Melody and Mallory, like, in the middle a bit. Like, literally being pulled in each direction. They're kind of like the tug of war. Next, we get to the Blockbuster competition. So this is the competition where they're in a tube where there's a bunch of air and a bunch of balls flying around. And there are two colors, I believe it was yellow and red tube. And they had to get 10 balls of each color in their respective tubes. And if they had a different color in the tube, they would have to, like, pull the balls out in order to get that ball, like, from the bottom, and I guess put them in the top in order to get that. So, when the competition starts, Angela kind of has a pretty okay lead at first. She, like, is doing the Tucker. Like, she said in the house that Tucker gave her advice if she was ever to encounter this competition again. And so she literally is doing the Tucker and going to the ground. She's not, like, lifting her shirt up or anything, but she is going low to the ground to pick up multiple balls at a time, which seems to be kind of the way to do it. But, at one point, Angela's kind of going ahead, and then they both, like, Kamu and Haley, kind of catch up at one point. So I am actually genuinely jumping all around my living room at this point. I thought it was so exciting that Angela had that early lead, and I really thought she was losing it, and I really wanted Kamu to go home, and I really needed this to happen. So when that was happening, I was freaking the fuck out. And then Angela, like, has it, and then she's not pressing her fucking button. Like, what the fuck? I was like, girlfriend, you are so good. You are so good. Like, please press this goddamn button. And then she does, though, but you can't see anybody else because they're so focused. The camera is on Angela, like, not pressing her fucking button. So I was like, literally, there was this, what felt like 3 months of eternal fear of Angela not winning this competition and it being stolen from her. But Angela does win. Angela fucking beats these two competitive ass motherfuckers. And I am just so happy for Angela. I know that bitch is buzzing like crazy. And it's just Godula. She is queen. Like this is gonna be her legacy. Like it is so good. It is just so fun to see. You know, people just count her out. They count these older women out. And these women are kicking ass. And I'm so here for it. So, and in my notes, I said, please vote out Kamu. I do not need any funny business. And I also had the realization at this point, there's no more icons on the block. Like, how the hell did that happen? On Yash's HOH, I know that guy feels like these motherfuckers played in his face this week. That is crazy. And everyone freaks out over Angela winning the blockbuster, as they should. And Angela's like really excited, so she's got a lot of energy. So she's like, Julie's like, okay, this is live television. We all need to calm down now. And I guess Angela just like goes to sit somewhere, and Julie is literally like, oh, I guess you can sit next to D. And then she's like, actually, sit where the producer told you to. This was a messy live television episode as well, and we love that around here. I live for Thursday live eviction just for the simple like live television of it all. For the Jeff Probst what's the word? Spoiling, for Jeff Probst spoiling that Rizzo lost fire. Like, those are the moments you're gonna remember. Julie Chen talking to Danielle Reyes in the most awkward interview ever is what I'm gonna remember. So we get our eviction speeches. We have Kamu and Haley left on the block. Haley is really nervous, so in her speech, I'm sure she said like actual words, but I genuinely couldn't understand it. It was something along the lines of like, keep me if I'm good for your game. Super generic, right? So, I don't know. She seemed really fucking nervous, though. And Kamu instantly is talking about Jesus, like, a lot. And Devin, it's like a shot on Devin's, and he's trying so hard to, like, hold in his laughter or whatever. He says that he's 0 for 2 on losing against 50-plus-year-old women. And he also says if his future wife is out there, DM him 2 coconuts so he knows that it's real. And what I would like to propose is, what can we send Kamu that is the opposite of coconuts? Best I came up with is tomatoes. Just boo, tomato, Kamu. Like, I can respect Kamu as a game player, but not as a person. Oh, and then Julie says that her and Kamu are gonna arm wrestle. What? This is a different Julie. Julie got a Chenbot update like 6 months ago, must have. And this is like a different Julie on this season of Big Brother. I swear to God. What are we talking about arm wrestling Kamu? Man, you'd say you love Jesus and Julie just drools, dude. I swear. So then we get to the votes. Lala's first to vote. She votes to evict Haley. And then Devins is next with the Rhett and Link shout out. You know what? The idea of using your shout outs on Big Brother for branding and marketing purposes, a little ingenious. I would shout out Jordan, Teresa, I don't know, Spill Sesh, like Centennial World, you know, I would shout out like the drama channels that I watch, like, I don't know, or the podcast I listen to, but no, I would probably shout out Smosh though, and Dropout was a good shout out. Like, I guess if you're going to shout someone out, be a big channel so more people relate. But I also want to shout out my homies. But I genuinely hope and pray if I'm ever on this show, I never shout anybody out. Besides public radio, we love public radio. Let's see here. So next up after Devins, it's a Taylor vote. And she surprises me by voting to evict Kamu. I didn't expect that. I thought they were still going to try to, you know, have this split vote. I did not expect the votes to go exactly the way they went, although I'm glad with how it happened. Mallory is after Taylor, and they talk in the hallway for a second, and, like, Mallory, like, kind of looks a little stressed out, so I wonder if they just gave Taylor and Yash the heads up that that's how they're going to vote. So they just voted with that side anyway, if it's going to happen. So, you at least have like a different place to land and you're not super against the icons just in case, to salvage anything, I guess. But Mallory does vote to evict Kamu as well. Melody does. And when Melody leaves, she's like, I guess she's telling Drew who she voted for, but she like touches his stomach. I live for it. I live for the Melodrew content. I'm so here for it. Drew does vote out. But Drew says that he votes out to evict Ashley, and then scratches out and says Kamu. Don't know. I think it was Melody touching his stomach, maybe, that got him all tripped up. That's what I like to think. Barrett is next, and he also votes to evict Kamu, and he shouts out Mallory again. I thought that was funny. Angela also votes to evict Kamu. She says she hopes she made Tucker proud, and Dee votes to evacuate Kamu. She's got way too much energy. I think she's just freaking out that Angela won the blockbuster, but she shouts out Jeff Probst and calls Julie a baddie. And then with a vote of 8-1, Kamu is evicted from the Big Brother house. And I know Julie was foaming at the mouth to talk to this man. She was so ready. And I wrote in my notes, you think they will talk about Jesus in the interview? Girl, it didn't even take 5 seconds. Julie literally leads with, I love Jesus too. Gosh, why? It's just something about it, something about saying you love Jesus. Like, Kamu is going on God 101 like tomorrow. So let's see here. Oh my gosh, Kamu malfunction. Kamu guessed that Lala was the vote to keep him. When Julie asked who he thought was the one vote, he says he could see Lala being left out of a vote and all that, so he gets why it was her. They talk about Dee. Kamu says that he turned on her because she was lying about him, and he wanted to work with Dee and Devins, but he had to start pivoting after the Lyric Melody vote where he was left out. He felt like he did pivot well, but the Diamond Power veto really did mess it all up. And Julie asks him, when all these big moves were played, like, you just stayed smiling. Like, what's with that? And he just says that he loves the game, and then he goes into a rant about how he would, please, CBS, I would love to play this game again if you could let me play again. Like, okay. But he also, says that he does respect the play. He loves playing the game, and he does respect the gameplay of it all. And then I wrote that this is already twice as long as Chuck's interview, probably. Kamu says that he's leaving the house with a new level of respect for past players because it's a lot tougher than it seems, but not as tough as MMA, apparently. He's really trying to compare Big Brother and MMA, and Julie is like really trying to get him to say that Big Brother is harder than MMA. But you don't get punched in the face in the Big Brother house, so I disagree. Julie also ends with a Bible verse. So she started with I love Jesus too and ended with a Bible verse. So yes, we did get a religious sandwich in that interview. BB Unlocked is on Sunday night this week with guest Danielle Reyes, and she says Chenbot. Danielle says that this season is like organized chaos, and she's loving the season and watching these women over 50 kill it. That's tea. But also this is just like a super awkward interview. Like, I feel like none of the audience is doing anything either. Like, it's just kind of silent with poor line delivery on both ends. Danielle says that Yash is standing out to her, but Barrett is as well. And Barrett's kind of playing like an Andy Heron rat game. And she wants Taylor to win HOH. Then we learn that BB Unlocked is on Sunday, which is like a big long episode on Sunday with, I guess it's just going to be like HOH episode and BB Unlocked smushed together. So it's probably going to be 2 hours. And then next Thursday is the 1000th episode of Big Brother. So they're going to have alumni back, probably a bunch of Hua Balua, whatever, we'll see what kind of cheesy corniness they come up with for it all. But it will be interesting to see who's all back, because according to Eric Stein and them, they like literally just recently reached out to people to come. So we'll see how that works out for Big Brother. And also at the very end of the episode, the love one another was super out of sync. Worst chemistry in an interview yet this season with Julie Chen and Danielle Reyes. But that is the episode. I had so much fun watching this episode, I must say. It was exciting, because I, you know what's gonna happen, but you don't know what's gonna happen. So it's just fun. I stan the blockbuster competitions. It makes Thursday so thrilling. This is literally, it's made this feel like playoff football like every week. You know what I'm saying? It's just so good. I just love it so much. Like I said, I was literally jumping around my living room, like hooting and hollering. My neighbors could have called the cops and it would have made sense. It's just what it does to me, especially when you have Godzilla on your side. Like, come on. So I have a couple predictions for the next week. Whatever. I think the final time capsule, it's got to go to Drew, doesn't it? Like, it's the most obvious one, but Drew, I don't know. I can see Drew. I can see Taylor's is a pretty fun character on the show. Maybe they feel bad for Yash, but I think it'll probably go to Drew. Definitely won't go to Barrett. I don't want it to go, no. I want it to go to Drew. As far as HOH goes, I swear to God, the BB gods, if you're listening, I need Melody or Mallory to win HOH so fucking bad. I will also settle for Drew, although I don't trust what he would do. I would do it solely for the Mellow Drew content. Sorry about it. I need Melody to forget about this man that she has back at home and to keep slow burning with Drew. I need it, and my soul literally inject it into my veins. So yeah, and as long as an icon doesn't win or Barrett doesn't win HOH, I also don't trust Barrett to, even though I don't trust Drew in a different way, but I think Drew's on the Melody and Mallory's side. But I don't know, we'll see. But I really don't want an icon to win, and I don't want Barrett to win. I would be okay if Taylor won, though. I'm actually okay with anybody else winning at this point. Lala would be uninteresting to me because it would just be Taylor again. I need Taylor to actually be HOH if she's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But no matter what happens, I will be here on Sunday to talk all about it. I just love Big Brother so much. When it's good, it's so good. It's just so good. Literally just the best television. So I will be back Sunday to talk about everything that happens in that episode with BB Unlocked and the time capsule and the HOH competition and nominations and all of that. And you can always follow me on everything at Shelby Ashley, where the first E is a 3. And remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you've made it this far, comment to coconuts if you watched this far in the comments, and go send tomatoes into Kamu's inbox. Later.